2016 Cadillac CTS V. Need we remind you these are seriously twisted times? Without prompt intervention, Bartholomew Jojo Simpson, that lovable 4th grade cartoon cut-up, will never see his 11th birthday. Homer is dumping Marge for a younger woman. Former down-home darling Miley Cyrus might be the instrument of some secret society. And in our own world, zero-emission vehicles are vying for garage space with modern muscle cars. What we need to weather this maelstrom is a car we can trust. Something fast and fun, an automobile suitable for commuting that will broom cerebral cobwebs with every brush of the right pedal. An American Pharaoh, if you will. Cadillac has raised both hands to answer this call. With a decade of V models under its belt, a division boss who understands the fast four-door gambit, after having helped Audi master it, and the General's steadfast backing, the redesigned and newly wreathless crest is ready to play super sedan hardball courtesy of its third-generation CTS V. This segment could use a spritz of vitality. Jaguar has sold its meager allotment of XFRSs. Lexus's new GSF lacks sufficient firepower. A Porsche Panamera with competitive gusto costs $142,295. That leaves only the Audi RS7, BMW M5, and Mercedes-AMG E63s on Cadillac startboard. Caddy's Dart is built on an efficient alpha platform evolved from the ATS. A supercharged and intercooled 6.2-liter LT4 V8 borrowed from the Chevy Corvette Z06 provides a healthy 640 horsepower at 6,400 revolutions per minute and 630 pound-feet of torque at 3,600 revolutions per minute. Smart electronic controls regulate the 8-speed automatic transmission, electrically assisted power steering, magnetorheological dampers, and limited slip differential. There's enough Brembo braking capacity here to slow a locomotive. Recaro sport seats and Michelin Pilot Super Sport tires on forged aluminum wheels enhance traction inside and underneath. A smattering of carbon fiber components, including the hood, help the CTS V beat the curb weights of its enemies by 100 to 600 pounds. This is pharmaceutical-grade stuff. To prove that its track day stamina isn't hollow braggadocio, Cadillac turned us loose on Road America's 4-mile circuit where we topped 140 miles per hour 3 times per lap. This was the ideal venue to learn the CTS V's finer points. First lesson, don't try to outsmart the gearbox by clicking the paddle shifters. Simply leaving the console shifter in D in any driving mode above 2 runs the engine to within 200 revolutions per minute of the 6,500 revolution per minute redline before upshifts, while also providing the right gear for hustling out of bends. We observed the CTS V's astute performance traction management system adjusting power and differential lockup to modulate understeer during turn-in and oversteer when exiting turns. Our third discovery is that the real fun comes in PTM's race mode when all the well-intentioned assist systems are mostly dormant. The trick is to trail the brakes entering a corner so the front tires don't wash out, then you carefully add throttle in the middle of the turn to avoid wagging the tail. One of the CTS V's most endearing traits is the reserve built into the last 10% of accelerator pedal travel. Saving that booster rocket for the corner exit rewards you with big speed at the end of the straight. Given the CTS V's 2-ton-plus heft, you'd think that carbon ceramic brakes would be handy for track day expeditions. Chief Engineer Tony Roma and Brembo engineer Benjamin Pohl acknowledged that such an option was considered but rejected on cost grounds and the desire to configure the base car in track-ready form. Instead of complicating the CTS V with 2 brake packages, Cadillac set a goal of providing enough thermal capacity to support 2 fuel tanks worth of uninterrupted track lapping without overheating the brakes. To achieve that objective, the 6-piston front and 4-piston rear calipers grab 4 of the largest vented iron rotors in captivity. The fronts are 15.4 inches in diameter. The rear's 14.4. The pedal feels happy in its work, with deceleration directly proportional to the applied pressure and minimal droop during hot lapping. Bolted-in aluminum centers save weight, and a patented ferrite-nitrocarburizing process, heat treating in a nitrogen-rich atmosphere, improves durability while discouraging corrosion. With Ferrari-grade power, intelligent traction management, and Michelin's finest 19-inch radials on tap, we expected an exemplary performance with the test gear strapped on. Sure enough, the new CTS V clicked off a run to 60 miles per hour in 3.6 seconds on its way to 100 miles per hour in only 7.5 seconds. The quarter-mile ticket, 124 miles per hour in 11.8 seconds, spots this car in the thick of the quickest imported sedans. Beline its 4,129-pound curve weight and heavily laden front tires, this Cadillac corners at 0.98 grams. Stopping from 70 miles per hour in 149 feet without fade during repetitive braking tests, it beats 2 of the 3 Germans in its gun sight. Launch control is so effective that we struggled to beat it with the feature disabled. And the leap from 50 to 70 miles per hour during our passing test is a grand jeté from 8th to 3rd gear requiring just 2.1 seconds. Lighter and leaner than America's other speed hero, the Dodge Charger SRT Hellcat, the CTS V stands ready and, based on this test, able to match wheels with Europe's hottest. Next stop, a bare-knuckle, over-the-road smackdown to determine which super sedan deserves the CD crown.
2016 Jaguar XJL V6 AWD. 8 inches of blue screen glowed from the 2016 Jaguar XJL Portfolio V6 AWD center stack. Instead of showing us navigation, radio, climate, or phone information, Jaguar's all-new touchscreen infotainment system, dubbed InControl Touch Pro, did its best impression of a 1960s British car electrical component by simply not showing up for work. Or maybe it was running Windows 3.1. Cycling through the ignition to reboot the system proved fruitless, however, after a few hours rest, InControl Touch Pro mysteriously returned to its normal, user-friendly state. This was disappointing because, among a handful of features added to the Jaguar XJ for 2016, the headline item is InControl Touch Pro. The system, conceived internally and built around a quad-core Intel processor, 60 GB of solid-state storage, and an Ethernet network, is, for the time being, the future of Jaguar infotainment. When working properly, InControl Touch Pro is leaps and bounds better than the XJ's previous infotainment system. The touchscreen is usually quick to respond to user inputs, even when it lags. It's better than its antecedent, and, for the most part, menus and controls are laid out logically. Plus, Jaguar includes a handful of hard buttons to help users quickly navigate to key menus. Unfortunately, in our experience with the XJL Portfolio AWD, InControl Touch Pro's reliability was shaky. Even before it blew itself, the system resisted our attempts to connect the phone via Bluetooth, refused to display certain pages on its screen, and, at one point, cut audio from the SiriusXM feed entirely. What's old is new again. Despite being more than half a decade old, the current generation XJ looks as good as the day it debuted in 2009. New LED headlights with attractive double-J daytime running lights replaced last year's HID units, while the front clip has been reworked to resemble those of the all-new XF midsize sedan, the 2017 sports sedan, and the 2017 F-Pace crossover. Along with InControl Touch Pro, the 2016 XJ's interior employs an updated digital gauge cluster. Redesigned markings improve clarity, while full-screen navigation information can now be displayed within the 12.3-inch unit, much as in Audi's virtual cockpit. There's still untapped potential here. We'd like to see other infotainment options displayed in full-screen format, but the gauge pod provides enough function to make it more than a novelty. Heated and cooled front and rear seats are now standard across the board for all XJs, while soft diamond quilted stitched leather envelops the thrones of 2016 XJL portfolios. Front seats with 14-way power adjustability and a built-in massage function are also standard, as is a panoramic sunroof and a 20-speaker, 825-watt Meridian audio system. Starting at $87,695, our British Racing Green XJL Portfolio AWD pack has options: a heated front windshield, $375, electric rear side window blinds, $700, and a new parking assist package, $1,050, which includes a surround view camera system and parking sensors able to detect objects around the entire car, bringing the as-tested price to $89,820. While comparable to what we've seen for cars such as the Audi A8, to compare all-wheel drive apples, this price doesn't represent Jaguar's traditional value proposition against competitors. The Cloud Kitty. With 43.7 inches of rear seat legroom, 4.8 inches more than in the standard wheelbase car, the XJL Portfolio AWD bests both the Audi A8Ls and the Mercedes-Benz S-Class's available rear legroom by 0.8 and 0.6 inch, respectively, although it does fall short of the BMW 7 Series by 0.7 inch. The best seat in this house remains the driver's. While rear-wheel drive 2016 XJs use electrically assisted power steering, all-wheel drive XJs, all V6 powered, still use a hydraulic unit, and they're better for it. Well-weighted, with appreciable feedback and zero on-center slop, this large luxury sedan's steering makes it feel as nimble as a compact sports sedan when hustled. The tenacious traction of the all-wheel drive system and the car's relatively firm suspension contribute to this sense of agility. Don't toss this Jag too hard, though, because the big cat's claws don't dig very deep. Around our skid pad, the XJL circled at 0.82 grams, not a terribly impressive figure but in line with the competition when wearing all-season tires. Quick on its feet. The XJ's aluminum construction used to make it a featherweight among heavyweights. At 4,397 pounds, though, our XJL weighed 26 pounds more than the all-wheel drive 2016 Cadillac CTS V 3.0T and 37 pounds more than the Audi A8L 3.0T Quattro. It also weighed 203 pounds more than the standard wheelbase, rear-wheel drive, V6 XJ we tested most recently. While we're happy to see Jaguar's old infotainment system go to the big motherboard in the sky, we're not yet sold on its more user-friendly replacement, InControl Touch Pro, given the teething problems we experienced. Electronic glitches notwithstanding, the updated Jaguar XJL AWD is, as it always has been, a stylish, driver-satisfying alternative to luxury sedans from manufacturers such as Audi, Cadillac, and BMW, whether you're riding in the back or perched behind the steering wheel.